France and Saudi Arabia are convening world leaders at the United Nations in hopes of rallying support for a two-state solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Several countries are expected to join the growing list of nations that recognize Palestinian state during the summit. Israel and the United States are boycotting the event. Naeem Jeenah, director of Afro-Middle East Centre based in Johannesburg, joins us live now for this. Naeem, beyond this event, we've seen Canada, Australia, as well as the UK recognize Palestine as a state, and France is expected to do the same tonight. Is this significant progress, or is it merely cosmetic posturing at best?
Cosmetic posturing, symbolic, not anything that's going to have, certainly not any immediate result. It's not in any way going to stop the genocide that's taking place in Gaza, the massacres of children taking place there, the deprivation and starvation that's taking place, the fact that people that no aid is being allowed into Gaza. None of that is going to be affected by this so-called recognition. In fact, the recognition of these states is somewhat hollow when you consider, I mean, Britain, for example, supplies components for the F-35s that Israel uses to fly above Gaza and drop bombs. That's not going to stop. It's recognizing a state that frankly doesn't exist, not stopping, not halting the genocide that does exist. The Canadian Prime Minister, in a comment in an interview, said that he hopes this two-state solution will result in a Zionist Palestinian state, which is a contradiction in terms. So one asks, what exactly is this all about? It's about a couple of things. Number one, that there's massive protests and upheaval taking place in all these countries by the populations against their government's positions on the genocide, or the government's inaction on the genocide. So they're trying to appease that. Number two, it's becoming clearer and clearer that that this is a genocide, and when the ICJ finally rules that this is a genocide, these countries will say, well, we did something to stop it, we recognize a Palestinian state. And so they are looking forward to that as well. And number three, it's a way of legitimizing Israel's security partner among the Palestinians, which is the Palestinian Authority. And that's why, you know, the part of this recognition speech that Macron gave earlier and Keir Starmer yesterday is an attack against Hamas, against the resistance in Gaza that is defending and protecting Palestinians, because they want to replace Hamas and any other faction with the Palestinian Authority, because the Palestinian Authority has played the role of being Israel's security contractor. This is the purpose for this recognition.
Yeah, let's talk about what statehood recognition means. It means, along with statehood, means a recognition of your sovereignty and the respect of the integrity there too. When, for instance, the United Kingdom supplies Israel with arms to fight against Hamas in Palestine, it doesn't recognize its aid to Israel as that of enabling a state to fight another state, because it doesn't, up until this point at least, didn't recognize Palestine as another state. Now it would have to constitutionally reflect its involvement as enabling a war between two states that are legitimately recognized. Would it then have to reflect differently on its support and, of Israel, its participation in this, and of course concomitantly its recognition of territorial integrity of Palestine? Very specifically, that is the contention, territorial integrity, is it not?
Well, that's a fig leaf. I mean, to say that it sounds fine, but in fact what that does is it puts Palestinians in a worse situation. Because if you start regarding what's taking place now as a war between two states, that gives it a kind of legitimacy of a war. In fact, what's taking place is occupation, which the ICJ has ruled is illegal, is colonization, which is illegal, is apartheid, which is illegal, and now a genocide. That is what is happening. This is not a war between two states. And so to say that we're recognizing two states and therefore now what is happening is a war between two is a problem for Palestinians.
Yeah, we're going to have to leave it there. Naeem, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it. Naeem Jeenah giving us his insights there. We're going to take a break. We continue on the other side of this.